I want to go see Peter because I want to learn all I can about Jesus. And folks, that's what we need to do. We need to learn all we can about Jesus. Back over in Acts chapter 9, you don't have to turn there, I'm sorry, let me get this right here. There in verse 18, you can't miss this. Then after 3 years, I went up to Jerusalem to see Peter. Now this is interesting here, okay? You're going to learn a history lesson. I know you don't like history. History was my least favorite subject in school, okay? Right, kids, okay? But here, let me give you a history lesson today. That word see, okay, comes from the Greek word historia. And you say, well, what's the significance of that? It is the only time when that word see is translated from the Greek word historio, in which we get our word history. Okay? Makes sense? It's the only time that word see is translated from that Greek word. And you say, well, what's the point? You're just talking a bunch of nonsense, foolishness here. My point is this. Saul went to Jerusalem to see Peter. The word see is translated history. In other words, he's saying, Peter, tell me the history. Tell me everything you know about Jesus. Paul had the doctrine. God had given it to him directly. But he didn't have the experience. He didn't walk with Jesus for 3 years as Peter did. He wasn't there when Jesus healed the multitudes, but Peter was. He didn't see Jesus feed the 5,000. He wasn't there when Jesus arose from the grave, but Peter was. And it says there in verse 18 that he remained with him for 15 days. So for 15 days, Saul sat down and he said, Peter, just lay it out there. Don't leave out a single thing. Tell me everything. Tell me the whole story. Give me every detail. Don't leave anything out about Jesus because I want to know. And you say, well, what's the point? My point is this. Peter helped pull Paul up to the next level. He showed him the ropes. He gained valuable experience as he was seasoned for the practical ins and outs of the ministry. You see, we could almost call Peter a mentor to Saul, who would later become Paul there. Peter poured himself out. He became a mentor, someone with more experience than us, who had been at it for a while, who had been there and done that. And folks, let me tell you, this is my point, and I'm going to close with this. You need a discipler. You need a ministry partner. You need someone who has been seasoned. Someone who has, I always want to call them like an accountability partner, so to speak. You need to be in church whenever the doors are open. And last time I checked, they're open 10 o'clock Sunday morning, 6 o'clock Sunday night, 7 o'clock Wednesday night. 3 times a week. You need to be in church to be seasoned, to learn as much as you can about God. That is where your school will lead to. You got to spend time alone with God, and that's as you go throughout the week. But you need to come into church to learn about God through His Word.